Hello and welcome to a video where I will tell you everything you need to know about the upcoming first Swedish tank, the premium Strv M42/57, which is also the first regular premium tank with an autoloader on tier 6. This French looking tank...
For the last time, I'm Swedish!
Well, sorry Thor, but your turret design is clearly taken from the French. Well, as I was saying, this vehicle is a combination of a Swedish hull and a French turret from the AMX-13 line. Gun-wise, this thing has 148mm of standard and 190mm of premium penetration. The Alpha sits at a very comfortable place of 150 and it can also fire 4 shells per magazine and has an intra-drum reload of 2 seconds while reloading the whole cartridge in 16 seconds. This makes it a very powerful weapon as you can deal out 600 damage in 6 seconds. This is nearly enough to kill any other tier 6 tank in the game and can straight up one clip any of the tier 5 tanks that aren't heavies. The accuracy itself is fairly decent at 0.35 and the bloom is not the worst either. Oddly enough, this gun is very similar to the one on the 1375 French tier 7 light tank. It's better in most stats other than having 2 shells less per magazine, which, considering that the AMX is a tier higher and has scout matchmaking, is not too shabby. Only bad thing this vehicle shares with the French scouts is the gun depression, which is at not very good 6 degrees. You will often find yourself having trouble finding the right angle to shoot at enemies. Mobility wise, it obviously isn't nearly as fast as the French light tanks, but it's not exactly slow either. This tank can move at a speed of 40 km an hour quite reliably and doesn't really struggle while turning either. But when going downhill, the maximum of 45 km an hour can noticeably limit you. Playing vision games with the Swede is not the easiest, as it has a base view range of only 350 meters. This means that even a really beefed out crew with optics won't be able to reach the magic 445 meters of view range, but even without the best crew you can get to something like 420 meters quite easily. However, for bad crews, which we all will have initially, it's possibly a better idea to use binocs. The camouflage, however, is really good at a base of 17% while stationary, so you can max it out to around 31, discounting the camo net. This means that you can guarantee to have the drop on people quite easily. As this is a premium tank, I would love to talk about the crew setup, but unfortunately I don't have access to the other Swedish tanks, therefore I cannot really compare. However, this tank has the same crew layout as any of the tanks from the AMX-13 series, where there's the commander, gunner and driver. Commander and the gunner double as loaders, and on top of that the commander also handles the radio. Now, as I said, I don't know what the crew layouts for the other Swedes will be, but looking up the real tanks on Wikipedia, it seems like most were designed for 3-man crews, so it's possible this layout will be the same as the other Swedish tanks. Hopefully. Overall, this tank doesn't make bad credits, it's the same as any other tier 6 premium really, except you don't need to spam much gold in your own tier, so you make quite a bit. With equipment it's fairly easy. This tank can't mount much, so we go for the ventilation, optics and binocs. You can switch out either of the vision equipment for the enhanced gun laying drive for example, but that one is not terribly useful. Overall, this tank plays like a really good support autoloader. If you can isolate your targets and only poke when you reload it, you will obliterate absolutely everything in your path. Of course, this vehicle does suffer from being in tier 8 matchmaking, which was the majority of my games while I was testing this thing on the test server. However, when top tier it absolutely dominates, and honestly I could imagine worse tanks to be in while in a bottom tier matchmaking, mainly because of the decent mobility and a good premium round. Overall, it's a very solid tank and I will be getting this one in preparation for the Swedish line. If you're interested in buying this vehicle, I assume it will be available starting from patch 9.16 in the premium shop and later added into the Game Tag 3, purchasable for gold. And that's about it for today. Big thanks to Wargaming for letting me try this vehicle before it went live. If you enjoyed watching, feel free to like the video, subscribe for more or even leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Oh my god, I did it again.